This one is called The Perfect Nest. And since we have chicks hatching this week, which is exciting, I thought I'd read this one. It's just a cute little make-believe story. It's not factual. The Perfect Nest. Jack the cat gathered together everything he needed, then built the perfect nest, dry and cozy and just the right size. But the nest was not for Jack. With this perfect nest, he would attract a perfect chicken who would lay a perfect egg, which would make a perfect omelet for a cat like Jack. So he's being sneaky. Soon enough, a chicken came along. It says, welcome. Oh, he made this gorgeous nest. The chicken is looking at it like, oh, I like that nest. Caramba, she cried, a perfect nest. She hopped up and laid a small egg. Then a duck waddled by. Sacre bleu, she cried, the perfect nest. The duck pushed the chicken out, hopped up, and laid a medium-sized egg. Then a goose lumbered by. And by the way, there's no way that these animals would share a nest at all, so. Great balls of fire, she cried, the perfect nest. The goose pushed the duck out, popped up, and laid a large egg. That's the chicken egg, and then the duck egg, and the goose egg. They got bigger and bigger. Jack's mouth began to water. 3 eggs would make 3 omelets. Wait, you're not supposed to do that with fertilized eggs. But then the duck leapt onto the goose's back. This is my nest. The chicken flew up onto the duck. No, this is my nest. The 3 cackled and quacked and honked, but each refused to leave the perfect nest. They squished each other for days. They're fighting. Each day, Jack tried to get the birds off the eggs. Fire! Fire! He cried. They didn't move. Flood! Flood! He cried. They didn't move. Woof! Woof! He cried. But the chicken, the duck, and the goose would not move. It's not really a wolf. It's a dog. Finally, Jack stood before them. You birds are so silly. The next farm over has an even better nest, and it's empty. Why doesn't one of you use that nest? An empty nest? Cried the chicken. Without a goose to sit on my head? Caramba! Sacre bleu! Cried the duck. I'm tired of smelling like the chicken. That nest is mine. Great balls of fire, cried the goose. Out of my way. And they all flapped away. Alone at last, Jack returned to the nest and peeked inside. He arranged the eggs neatly in a row. Small breakfast, medium breakfast, and large dinner. Jack's stomach rumbled, but then... Things hatching. Oops. Crack! The small egg broke open and out popped a wet baby chick, who looked up at Jack and said, Caramba! Hola, mama! Crackety snap! The medium-sized egg woke up and out scrambled a wet baby duck, who looked up at Jack and said, Sacre bleu! Bonjour, mama! Crackety, crackety, boom! The largest egg broke open, and out stepped a wet baby goose, who looked up at Jack and said, Great balls of fire, howdy, Ma. They think that the cat is their mom. Jack stared at the babies. What was he to do? He couldn't make omelets out of them. dry me, dry me, dry me, cried the soggy baby chick. Feed me, feed me, feed me, cried the hungry baby duck. Play, 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 cried the excited baby goose. He's like, what do I do? Jack hid in the barn. The three babies found him. He hid in the woods. The three babies found him. Jack hid under the tractor. The three babies found him and dragged him back to the nest. Sleep, 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 the tired babies finally whispered. Cold, 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 said the shivering babies. Jack stretched his head. Someone had to care for those babies, but there was no one else around. Jack lifted all three babies into the nest. Buenos noches, mama, said the baby duck. Bonne toute, mama, said the baby chick. Sweet dreams, ma, said the baby goose. Then Jack climbed into the nest and the babies fell asleep. That's when he realized that this really was the perfect nest. So not only did he not get to eat his eggs, but they became his little kids. Think, who are the characters in the story? Was this a real or make-believe story? What's the setting? The setting is, where does this take place? Most of it's happening in the barn in the perfect nest, right?